Happening now, the city of Bloomington wants to annex a portion of land outside city limits, a move that would instantly make the city 50% bigger. Why experts believe this would benefit everyone involved. Meanwhile, COVID cases are rising nationwide and here at home, which is concerning considering a lot of us will gather next week for Thanksgiving. What doctors are urging you to do right now so you and your loved ones stay healthy. Good morning, I am Rachel Bogle. Right now it is 8:10. Of course, it's a chilly start here on Friday, but there's a lot of fun holiday activities that are going into effect this weekend. Chris Kindle Market is now open in Carmel, but how much are we going to have to bundle up to experience that, Amber? Happening now, COVID cases are increasing again statewide. The numbers are starting to mimic a similar surge we saw this time last year. The difference now, though, is that more Americans have access to vaccines. Health experts believe the majority of positive cases are non-vaccinated Hoosiers, and they hope this rise is just a blip, not a prolonged surge like we saw last year. Doctors are encouraging eligible vaccinated Hoosiers to get a booster shot. The FDA is scheduled to meet again today and potentially authorize both Pfizer and Moderna's boosters for everyone over the age of 18. And parents, as they're looking to get their kids vaccinated, Boone County officials expect that they'll receive at least 700 more pediatric COVID vaccines by Monday. A lot of parents are happy to hear this. They actually ran out of their initial 300 doses within just 3 days. Health Director Lisa Yountz is working with the state to make sure they have enough in the future. Indianapolis just announced a new initiative. Officials are going to fix city streets. Exciting news for sure. The city plans to spend $25 million on this project, and crews are going to repair almost 300 roads that are not major thoroughfares, but officials identified them as Marion County's worst roads. That's nearly 90 miles of pavement.
The next few years will represent the most significant opportunity Indianapolis has ever had to invest in its aging infrastructure. And that is something to celebrate.
Yes, it is. Work should begin by next summer. The majority of the projects, though, should be done by the end of 2022. Right now, we're just turning over to 8:13. The city of Bloomington wants to annex large portions of territory just outside the city limits. And if that happens, the city would grow physically by about 50% and add about 15,000 residents. Mayor John Hamilton said people living in those areas receive city services but do not pay city taxes. An IU professor specializing in urban issues pointed out annexation is generally a good thing for everyone involved.
It's best to have the city boundary lines reflect where the people actually live, and then you've got everybody kind of pulling for the same team, everybody helping to pay for what's going on.
Residents of the affected areas have until January 6th to file petitions opposing the annexation. And if everything goes through, the new boundary lines would take effect January 2024. IMPD officers raided a home on the south side and seized stolen construction equipment. And this all started because detectives were looking into a series of business burglaries. SWAT officers went to serve an arrest warrant on Epler Avenue Tuesday, and they said the suspect wasn't home, but that officers ended up finding a bunch of tools valued up to $200,000.
They didn't go and burglarize one business, one person. This person burglarized multiple victims, and multiple cases are going to be solved through this situation.
Officers are collecting an inventory of the items seized, but anyone who thinks they were a victim as well can contact police about how to retrieve your stolen items. This morning, we're getting some new details about what the College Football Playoff National Championship is going to look like in Indianapolis. It won't be just a game, but a whole weekend of fun, they say. There's going to be a free concert series starting Saturday with big names like Doja Cat, Sam Hunt, and 21 Pilots. Everything's going to take place at the Indianapolis Convention Center, which is now being described as Playoff Fan Central. The College Football Playoff Executive Director said what's different about Indy is the walkability.
You drive here, you park your car in your hotel on Friday, and you don't see your car again until Tuesday when it's time to go home.
I think it's going to be a great financial boon to the businesses. We have to fill all the hotels. So I think it's really meaningful, and it's coming at a great time. We'll kick off the new year for 2022 with this game.
The concerts, fan experience, and media day will all happen days before the game. So mark your calendars for January 8th, 9th, and 10th for all that fun. Now from college football to the pros, it's time to head into your Colts Blue Zone. It's a Blue Friday, and chances are if you've watched Colts coverage, listened to it on the radio, or been a longtime viewer of CBS 4, you've probably seen or heard of Lara Overton. These days, though, she's a host, reporter, and producer for the Colts. And we wanted to know what that's like. So CBS 4's Eric Pointer went one-on-one with her and found out. Eric, what did you learn about the behind the scenes? Happening now, you can help Hoosier families enjoy the full Christmas experience. You can go to our Amazon wish list and buy a toy directly, some less than $20. You can also help by texting the word gifts to 243-725. Standard data and messaging rates may apply. And you can also head to our website, cbs4indy.com, for more info on how to give this holiday season. Or you can also scan the QR code right on your screen. It's right there off to the far right side. Just scan that with your phone and we'll be able to send you details on how to donate and be a part of this amazing effort. This morning, OSHA ordered not to enforce the Biden administration's federal vaccine mandate. Ahead, the next actions they're taking to overturn this ruling. And Democrats are making a final push for President Joe Biden's Build Back Better plan. What the holdup is right now in nailing down a vote and why the bill may struggle even if it passes the House. Good morning. It's 8:55. Right now the sun is up. We're taking a live view over Indianapolis. It's a sunny start and pretty cool here this Thursday morning with the warm up on the way for the weekend, just in time for that peak fall foliage. We're going to check in for the full forecast with Krista in just a minute, but first, here's your local news and headlines. Police are investigating this morning after a shooting on the city's east side. Two stepbrothers were shot on Forest Manor Avenue. One of the victims is 15 years old. He's now at Riley Children's Hospital and is said to be stable. The other victim went to Eskenazi after he was shot in the leg and back. He's now in critical condition. Today, Anderson Community Schools are back in session after the district canceled classes on Wednesday. About 20% of its teachers called out sick. This morning, CBS 4 is finding out this was a planned sick out amid contract negotiations. The district hopes to conclude those conversations today. And it's a Colts Blue Thursday. Tonight, the team takes on the Jets at home for Thursday night football. We're decked out in our blue, and we're learning more now about another part of the Colts franchise, the Colts cheerleaders. CBS 4's Eric Pointer explains some things that they are happy to see back now that the stadium is at full capacity once more. Good morning. Right now it is 8:55. We're taking a live look over a beautiful Indianapolis right now. It's a sunny day ahead for the city, but how long will that sun stick around? We're going to check in with meteorologist Krista McEnany here in just a moment, but first, your local news and headlines. Metro Police are investigating a shooting that happened on Indy's east side this morning. A man was outside his vehicle when he was shot 2 times. He's now listed as stable. IMPD has not said whether the shooting was random or targeted. Meanwhile, research shows black women are more likely to have worse outcomes in battling breast cancer than any other racial group. CBS 4's Aaliyah Blackburn spoke with a local doctor about how this and how clinical studies can help address it.
But first, it's 9:04 on this Thursday, Friday Eve, as we like to call it here. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nick McGill.
And I'm Rachel Bogle. And I don't know if you were feeling what I was feeling stepping out, but it's cold.
I was loving it.
But it's cold.
Listen, when you got insulation like this, you feel all right outside in the cold. I'll tell you that right now. All right? This is
right,
my stuff.
donate them to us.
This is my moment. All right, thank you. Let's get back to our top stories here at 9:05 this morning. We start with some new information in the Johnson & Johnson vaccine situation. The CDC now says it needs more time to evaluate the risks associated with the shot.
So that means a nationwide pause on using the Johnson & Johnson vaccine will last for at least another week.
Yeah.
Right now, we believe these events to be extremely rare, but we are also not yet certain. We have heard about all possible cases.
The FDA and CDC temporarily halted use of the single-dose vaccine nationwide on Tuesday after 6 women developed a blood clot disorder. One of the women died and another is in critical condition. The federal government is now investigating a 7th possible case and monitoring for more nationwide. This comes after nearly 7 million people got the J&J shot nationwide, many without issue. 9:06 right now, and let's go to Minnesota, where about 24 people are now facing charges after a 4th night of protests. Each of them were out demanding justice in the Dante Wright case. A police officer shot and killed him Sunday during a traffic stop. She has since resigned from the force.
And within just about 24 hours here, Kim Potter went from an officer to an inmate. She just bonded out of jail, but is now facing 2nd-degree manslaughter charges.
Happening now in Muncie, 3 police officers and a retired sergeant were just indicted in connection with an excessive force and obstruction investigation. Officer Chase Winkle and Officer Jeremy Gibson are accused of using excessive force against multiple arrestees. The indictment said they kicked, punched, and used a taser without justification, and then they wrote false reports. Chase Winkle is the son of former Muncie Police Chief Joe Winkle. The mayor and police chief said they had no knowledge of the indictment being made public. Happening today, former police officer Derek Chauvin's trial is coming to an end. It's possible the defense could rest its case today.
Yeah, this week Chauvin's lawyer has called a number of medical and use of force experts, among them a forensic pathologist that testified George Floyd may have died from carbon monoxide poisoning. What he had to say right here on CBS 4 this morning.
Here at home, police say you need to look out for 2 suspected jewelry thieves. They've allegedly stolen thousands of dollars in diamond rings. How police think they pulled it off.
Appreciate you doing double duty. But
Hey,
yes, thank you.
I got my nap in. You'll see me again tomorrow.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell is next. We are back at 11. Have a great night.